female veterans, and we want to ask them how their transition has been back into civilian life after they've left the military. So we're going to pass a microphone around. First up is Megan's in the audience. Megan, can you stand, please? Can you give us full name and your rank?
My name is Megan Lacey. I was E5 HM2 in the United States Navy. I served 8 years active duty, and I'm originally from Virginia.
So your transition back into civilian life, what was that experience like?
The transition back to civilian life is very hard. You don't know who you are when you get out of the service. You've been wearing a uniform for so many years. I joined when I was 17. I had to get my mom to sign my paper. As soon as boot camp started, I was no longer the Megan Lacey from Smithfield, Virginia. I was Megan Lacey, United States Navy. When I got out, transition, you get out and you don't know who you are. You don't have an identity, you know, and there's not a helping hand when you get out. Transition for me has been very hard.
Who did you turn to?
Yeah, who did you turn to? Did you find help?
I turned to Wounded Warrior Project, and I've also turned to Ride to Recovery. Cycling, I found a place in cycling. Cycling has really gotten me away from my PTSD, away from my depression, and I can just focus on my tires in the road for 70 plus miles.
Good for you. Good for you. Thank
you
so
for sharing,
much.
and thank you for your service. Thank you.
Is there a Lynette in the audience in the front row? Hi. We're coming in with a microphone. Full name and your rank?
Lynette Jones, Major in the U.S. Army Reserve.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about your transition back, Lynette.
Well, I've been home for about 5 months, and it's one of those things that when you come home, you really have to. You just have to give yourself permission to get out of the box, because when you're overseas in Afghanistan, you go to work, you do your job, you come back, you don't go to dinner with your family, you don't hang out with your friends, so you kind of in a situation where you're in a box. And when you come home, you have to give yourself permission to get out that box, go out and do things that you normally wouldn't do.
How helpful was your family in helping you transition back into regular life?
Well, my family loved me, I guess because I love them too. So,
were they a great help and comfort?
Yeah,
to you?
they were. They don't even know why. That was my 4th deployment. I've been deployed 4 times, twice to Iraq and twice to Afghanistan. And they just, no matter what I do, they love me, they supportive, and they just always been there for me. And that really helps a lot, because when you're there, you don't have them, and when you come back, you have them, and you know they love you and they support you. That's important.
Well, it's good to know that you have such a good support system.
Yeah.
Shows you how important family.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
is.
absolutely.
That's what we love about this show. Thank you, Lynette. Is there a Julie? Is there Julie in the audience? That was good. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Nice to have you here with us today. Tell us a little bit about your ranking and.
Julie Baldonado Smallwood. I am a specialist in the U.S. Army Reserve. Transition back in was very, very hard because I had gone to job interviews because I was a 91 Alpha Medical Specialist and a 91 Echo Dental Specialist. And everywhere I would go, I would try, because those were the jobs I wanted to do in the military. That's what I wanted to do outside of the military. But every time I would hit a brick wall, you don't have enough training, you don't have enough information that could lead you into this particular job. And it was really hard. It was really hard for me to try to transition, and I had to completely change my job. I ended up in accounting. And so it was difficult, and luckily I did have my family. I had my friends. I had people there supporting me, and without them, I think, I would have spiraled into a depression.
Is there one thing you want everybody to know about the women that sit here today, the others that are still making that transition?
Join support groups. Join, Facebook has a lot of them. A lot of the social medias have them. Just join them, and
yeah.
I know with all these women, it's been an inspiration just to listening.
You've all been an inspiration to us. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your stories. As personal as they are, we want to share that with you. Listen, if you're interested, in helping out or reaching out, go to makeoversthatmatter.org. It's a great organization. There's so many others. Operation Gratitude. Thank you, MJ, for being here and helping out.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, Matt Rogers and Polly. Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm just referring to the Makeovers That Matter.
He can make it the matter. I mean, that's.
But you do so
it's
much as
amazing
well.
what he does.
You do so much as well. Also, we can't leave it on this note. We have to leave it upbeat. So Matt Rogers is here with a little "God Bless the USA," right, Matt?